I'm going to share with you the number one thing that people avoid, but if they took the time to look more into it, to go into it, it would radically shift their life in a huge way. It would provide more motivation, you'd get more stuff done, you'd lead and live a better life, and it's just very transformational. But it's kind of scary to look at. It's kind of scary to go into this thing because it's been associated as something bad. And so I want to talk about this number one thing that really holds you back from seeing success and taking your motivation, your drive, your passion to a whole new level so you can create the life that you want. Let's get started. Hey superstar, it's Gavin here from Wake Up Fulfilled. Welcome back to my channel. I'm a subconscious mind specialist, and we're going to be talking about the number one thing that one needs to look into and build comfort around to change their lives. And so that number one thing, you may have guessed it, is death. We need to build a relationship with death. Have you ever seen people like, in the olden days, they would like hold a skull, and they'll look at the skull. The reason they're looking at the skull is not some, demonic like ritual or anything like that, but it's a practice to realize that, you're going to die. And, some people, they have this ritual where they'll go to graveyards and just look at, the people that have passed away, dreams not fulfilled, and they'll feel the motivation that, they're going to die one day. Because in some way, shape or form, the mind ignores death consciously. We tend to think about other people dying. We tend to think of ourselves dying, but there's no real drive behind it that pushes us forward. It's more of a demise thing. We use death as a way of lack of motivation. We tend to use death as, what's the point? Like, what's the point in life if I'm just going to die? What's the point of doing all of this stuff? And so we create this negative association towards death, that death is bad. In the Western world, we've been taught that, death is bad, it's not good. And we go through these processes of mourning. And we have to realize that in some cultures, there's a different approach to death. In some cultures, they celebrate death as life. We have to become have complete acceptance around this particular area of life. And once we accept it and we embrace it and we realize, yeah, we're going to die. Like, I'm going to die. It's like a really humbling feeling. It's like a feeling of love. You have to build love towards it. You have to build love and compassion towards this idea. And as you build love and compassion towards this idea, you feel a sense of motivation that you want to live, and you want to live now, not tomorrow. Like, I don't want to wait to start this business until tomorrow. I don't want to wait to tell this person I love them until tomorrow. I don't want to wait to go on that trip that I really wanted to go on. I'm going to live my life, not making it about money, not making it about what people think, not making it about unworthiness or these feelings that you have inside of you. It's like, if you have some really strong whys, why being death, that you're going to die, so you might as well take action, it's really empowering. And so that's one of my whys. On the back of my phone, on my background on my phone, I have this affirmation, and it says, I will never fail myself. And the reason I have that statement, I will never fail myself, is because I don't want to be at the end of my life knowing that I failed myself, that I didn't do all that I could do to achieve what it is that I want to achieve. Now, most of my visual achievements, the things that I have inside of me, come from a higher place. It's not just an egotistical, I want to achieve because I want to make money, I want to achieve because I want to have the accolades and I want to be noticed and all of these things. It's more of a spiritual thing where I feel like I've been given this gift called life. And it's funny how we call life the present. Life is a gift. That's why they call it the present. And so a lot of us were living in the future on the things that could happen or go wrong, or thinking about what we can create and make and all this stuff. And in doing that and focusing on the future and things like this, we lose the moment. And that's not to say you're not supposed to plan or think about the future. I think it's important to do that. It's just that when we get stuck there, it can cause a lot of problems. So, for example, I was in a relationship, and in that relationship, she was more now orientated, and I was more future orientated. I was thinking about the future, so I didn't want to spend money in the now. I just felt like, I don't want to do that. Let's not do that. Let's save. Blah blah blah. To her, that was boring, right? And it caused a lot of conflict between us. And when I look back on it, I realized, well, I could have freed up a little bit and like been a little bit lighter on that. And so now I've become more present, and I'm enjoying the present moment and enjoying life and not worrying about money so much, and realizing that, life is life, and we have ups and downs, we have challenges. And so we want to enjoy this gift that we have. The present moment has so much magic in it. And so in the present moment, you might be going through some challenges, some experiences, some problems. And so you don't want to stay there. You want to focus on the future, which makes total sense. However, at the same time, there's also magic in your current circumstance. For example, right now in my life, I have a strong passion and love for someone. I wouldn't say I'm in love with them. We're kind of dating. It's kind of a weird relationship. It's a relationship where we have come together, not necessarily to be together long term, but we've come together to help each other grow. And there's a part of me that wants it to be long term. There's a part of me that wants it to be this amazing, sort of fairy tale relationship, but it's not that. And I have to completely accept that. And so I can choose to, feel that really low and like, oh, I'm not going to have a relationship with her, whatever it is. But instead, I'm choosing to see all the other gifts that I have in my life, that, I'm going to enjoy this time with her. I'm going to enjoy this experience, and I'm going to grow. I'm going to learn from her. She's like my reflection. She's like a really powerful medicine for me. And so she's like my reflection. And so I'm going to use this time to make the most out of it, to get the present, the gift that life is giving me here and now, rather than avoiding it and pushing it away and saying that we have to break up and I'm going to look for the one or whatever it is. No, I'm going to use this time because we are compatible. We do have a good connection and stuff like this, but we know there's little things where, well, not little things, there's quite a few things where it doesn't match up for us. We wouldn't be able to like live together and be together long term. There's just too much of a battle there going on. And so it is what it is. And so we accept it for what it is. And then, from that, we can grow together. We both learn from each other. And in that, it can prepare us for having that kind of relationship. And so with that going on, there was something that had gone wrong this weekend, and it was very hard for me. But it's like I'm still focused on the present moment. I'm still focused on the now and all the other gifts that are in my life. And when we can take those little small like gifts, like this is beautiful, this is good, these little things, like I have at home, I have this, and feeling good about that. It's like what happens is you start to build sort of a consciousness. So you have this good thing over here, you have this good thing over here, and they'll come together. All right, and you're appreciative of them. So now you got like a little thing building here, okay? And then you notice some other things, and you're bringing some other things in, and you're bringing some other things in, and you're bringing some other things in, and bringing some other things in, and it becomes like a big ball now, right? And as you bring more things in, it's becoming a consciousness, right? It's becoming a belief, it's becoming an idea, a concept, it's becoming a value, and then eventually it becomes a personality, and it becomes a part of who you are. And now your consciousness is seeing more things to be grateful for in the present moment. And the bad things or the negative things that are going on in your life don't affect you as much because you have so much good going on in your life. All right. And so that's what you want to do. You want to develop that consciousness of being grateful. That's why they say to be grateful, but you really want to cultivate it to the point where it's taken over your whole entire life, where you have so much gratitude and appreciation, where things can come in, problems or whatever it is, but it doesn't affect you as much because you have so much to be grateful for. And so that's what you can begin doing if you're going through some challenges right now, is you want to look for those little small things and have them add up. It might not feel good right now and you're like, oh yeah, whatever, right? But as you begin go ahead and training yourself to look for more things to be grateful for, it starts to build and build and build and build and build, and your mind starts to filter out more of what's good and more of what's great and more of what's this. And so that's what you begin to see more and experience more, and it becomes a part of your consciousness. And so the reason I brought this all up is because, again, we focus on the future and we want to bring ourselves back to the present moment. The other thing that we do is we focus on the past. The past doesn't necessarily exist. It exists in the mind because the mind can remember and retain information. And so when we think of the past, it's just us going ahead and tapping into a file that's within our minds. When we think about the future, we're using our imagination or our creative energy to imagine some future circumstance. And so there is only the now, and you can only think of the past in the now. You can only think of the future in the now. And so we have to really understand that now is where all the power is at. That's why we have the book, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Okay, it's a really powerful book that I highly suggest that you read. But the concept that I'm bringing to you is that when you live in your head, you're dead. Okay, and so if you're focused on your future, you're not living. Okay, if you're focused on the past, you're not living. Okay, when you're in your head, you're dead. You just want to be in the now. You want to being. You're a human being, so be in the now. Being present in the moment is really what's going to bring life alive. It's going to bring more life to life. You know, life is happening right now all around you, and you're ignoring it, right? Or people are ignoring it. You want to become more present and like notice and be aware that there's a bird flying right now and feeling the feelings of that, and that your heart's beating and all these things are happening. There's so much magical stuff to experience right now. But remember, society has taught us that, well, it's not like this. It's not how I want it to be. It's not meeting my expectations. It's not meeting this. It's not meeting that. And so that makes us suffer. As soon as we have expectations, we suffer. And so when we stop the expectations and stop the things that we're wanting in our lives, and we totally accept and embrace life for what it is and where we're at right now, now life can be transformative because you're seeing all the good in life, you're seeing all the bad in life, and you're just accepting where you're at right now. And as you accept where you are at right now, you get to go ahead and have the change. As soon as you resist the life that you have right now, now you're manifesting more resistance. So you're resisting, I don't like the way it is right now. I don't like the way it is right now. I don't like the way it is right now. So as you begin to invoke that particular emotion, I don't like how it is right now, that's what you're creating into your life. You're building the belief that I don't like how it is right now. Okay, and so you create this snowball and consciousness that I don't like how it is right now, and that's what you begin to see more of. So you need to come back to the present. Life is a gift, that's why they call it the present, and develop the present, seeing those small things, building it up into a consciousness. It might take some time, it might take a week, I don't know. They say 21 days of doing gratitude is really powerful. So if you do gratitude and you do what I'm doing, you don't have to be writing it down. I'm not necessarily a writer, and like I was told to write down my gratitude, and it doesn't resonate with me. I just like seeing things. I'm just looking around and I can see all the things that I'm grateful for and feeling it. That's how I do it. You have to do it in a mode or operate in a way that's in alignment with who you are. And there's a saying, know thyself. And the more you know thyself, the more you're able to operate. So if someone tells you to do something a specific way, you don't need to do it that specific way. You have to find out how it would work for you and how to adapt it to your personality. So as you begin to do this, you become more present in the moment. And now what we have to do is, well, once you got that present moment state and you're focused on being in the now, you can realize that we have death, and death will push you back into being more in the now. Okay, so all the decisions, once you have this behind you, once you have this idea that you're going to die and you realize it and you accept it and all these things, it's almost as if like you make the most of the moment, make the most of the now, right? You give into the now. Now, you want to make decisions. You can, if you decide to, make decisions based on death, right? It's one of the most powerful motivating things that you can do, because when you know you're going to die, which is everyone, right? Then what you can do is you can make decisions to take action now and just like make it happen, and it's extremely powerful. So one of my beliefs around death is that it's just is we're not really dying, we're just leaving this body and we're going into another realm, or we're upgrading, or we're going for the promotion, or we are graduating to the next level. And so in life, I believe in giving good points or good karma, and giving as much value that I can to healing myself, to helping others. And as I begin to cultivate this value or karma, I believe it helps in giving you fuel to ascend to the next level. Okay, it's just my belief system. And so I invite you to build your own philosophy and ideas around what death is for you, so it brings a sense of calmness, but at the same time you want to do the most here whilst you're here, and create an amazing life for yourself and really enjoy it. Because the more you enjoy life, the more karma points you have. The more you feel good, the more karma points you have. All right, so go into life feeling good. The goal is to feel good, and to feel good over time, more and more, and building that gratitude and being more in the present moment, and knowing that death can be something that can motivate you, and we can use it as something good to really create what it is that we want. All right, so with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching and liking, supporting the channel in this way. We do offer a free subconscious mind diagnosis session because I recently launched a new program called Neutrality Shifting Life Mastery, which shares with you how to reprogram your subconscious mind and really create a life that is what it is that you want. And so you can apply to work with us. We're looking for serious individuals that want to change their lives and take their lives to a next level. So you can apply at neutralityshifting.com. There'll be a link above or below this video where you can claim your free subconscious diagnosis session and apply to work with us. All right. So yeah, that's about it for this video. I answer questions every Friday, so be sure to leave your comments below and I'll answer your questions on Fridays. And remember to keep learning, keep growing, keep expanding, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.